Hello students. Today let us study the family Caparidaceae. It is also called as the capers family. The presentation will include systematic position, economic importance of the plants and botanical description of the family. Let us see the classification first. Division Spermatophyta, subdivision Angiospermae, class Dicotyledonnae, subclass Polypetalae, series Thalamiflorae, order Parieteales, family Caparidaceae. What are the distinguishing characters of the family Caparidaceae? The plants are herbs, shrubs and climbers. The leaves are alternate, simple or palmately compound. They have either gynophore, androphore or gynandrophore. There are petals which are in multiples of 4. Stamens also 4 or maybe numerous. Ovary is bicarpellary, syncarpous, unilocular, superior. And fruit is capsule, berry or mostly siliqua. Let us see the examples with their economic importance. This is Capparis spinosa. It is also called caper bush. The flower buds are edible and used for seasoning, and the fruit, that is berries, are consumed as pickles. And this is having anti-inflammatory and diuretic properties and also anti-helminthic properties, that is to remove the worms. Clium viscosa, it is very common plant. It is called as Asian spider flower. The leaves have wound healing properties. A decoction is used as an expectorant and has digestive properties also to treat colic conditions such as colic pain and dysentery. The paste of the root is applied externally in the treatment of earache. Clium chelidoni, it is also called spider clium. An infusion of the whole plant is used as remedy for skin complaints. The root is used as an antihelminthic and the heated sap from the leaves is dropped into the ear to cure ear infections. Clium monophylla. The crushed roots kept on the lips of a fainted person restores the consciousness. Capparis aphylla or Capparis decidua. It is called bear creeper because it does not show leaves, and the leaves function is done by the stem, which is green in color. The fruits are used to make pickle. It also has anti-inflammatory properties and also very good in rheumatoid arthritis, and it is a very good remedy for ringworms. Creativa religiosa. It is called garlic pear or temple plant. It is grown near religious places. The bark is used in urinary disorders including kidney and bladder stones, and it is a very good antidote for snake bite. Merua arenaria. It is called desert caper. The fruits are boiled and eaten. They are used for the treatment of fever, stomachache, skin infections, urinary calculi, that is stones, diabetes mellitus, epilepsy and other conditions. Capparis jalanica. It is called Ceylon caper or Indian caper. The leaves are used to treat boils and to reduce perspiration and to improve appetite. Clium gynandra, or it is having another name, Gynandropsis pentaphylla. It is called wild spider flower. An infusion of the roots is used as a medicine for chest pain. The leaves to treat diarrhea. You can see here the pentaphylla leaves. Let us see the botanical description. Habit first. You have seen that the plants are mostly herbs or shrubs. Merua is a climber and only one tree, it is Creativa, is a tall tree. Leaves have trichomes or hair on their plant parts. You can see here. Habit, generally mesophytes and xerophytes also. As you saw in the some of the plants, there were no leaves. Leaves are simple, alternate or palmately compound. If palmately compound, they are trifoliate or pentafoliate. You can see here trifoliate and pentafoliate. Stipulate, stipules are modified into spines or they may become foliaceous, that is leaf-like. Inflorescence is generally solitary, but maybe sometimes umbel, corymb or raceme also. Flower. It is bracteate or ebracteate, complete, bisexual, actinomorphic, hypogynous, tetramerous, presence of androphore or gynophore. What is androphore? Androphore is the thalamus which is extended between corolla and androecium. Gynophore is the thalamus which is extended between androecium and gynoecium. We will see in the coming slide the diagram. The flowers are colored, maybe lilac to purple or yellow or white. Calyx, mostly 4 sepals in 2 whorls, that is 2 plus 2. They are free or gamo, valvate estivation or imbricate estivation. Corolla also 4 petals diagonally placed, clawed like claws of the bird, polypetalous, valvate or imbricate estivation. Here you can see very clearly the androphore and gynophore. This is a plant named Cleome gynandra which has both androphore as well as gynophore. This is the androphore, that is extension of thalamus between corolla and androecium. Androphore. And the extension between androecium and gynoecium is called as gynophore. You can see this is the ovary which is so much raised from the thalamus. Androecium, 4 to 6 stamens, but numerous in Creativa and Caparis. Anthers are dithecous, dorsifixed, and androphore is present in some plants. Gynoecium, it is bicarpellary, tetracarpellary or multicarpellary. Syncarpus, superior, long and green in color. Unilocular, ovules on parietal placentation. Style is very short and stigma is capitate. Gynophore is present in some plants. You can see here bicarpellary ovary, unilocular, ovules on parietal placentation. Fruit, a siliqua or berry or drupe. What is a siliqua fruit? This is the photo of siliqua fruit. It is a dried dehiscent fruit which develops from bicarpellary syncarpus superior ovary with parietal placentation. The ovary is unilocular in the beginning but becomes bilocular by the development of a false septum which is called as rhepilum. The fruit dehisces from below to upwards. This is the floral formula, that is the flowers are actinomorphic, bisexual, calyx 2 plus 2, corolla 4, androecium 4 to 6 or numerous, gynoecium is bicarpellary and syncarpus and superior ovary. Thank you.